Relax and let this gentle tale bring warmth to your evening. Primrose and Anemone's Meadow Dream. This story is about a girl named Primrose who encounters a whale named Anemone in a meadow, leading to a magical friendship through shared dreams. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and fields painted in shades of green, there lived a curious girl named Primrose. Every evening after her chores, she would wander into the meadows that stretched far beyond the horizon. This place, with its fragrant flowers and soft grasses, was her sanctuary, where dreams were born and tales whispered by the wind. One magical evening, as the sun dipped below the hills painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Primrose saw something astonishing. In the meadow, amid the wildflowers, lay a gentle giant, a whale named Anemone. He seemed to float on a sea of grass, his sleek, shimmering skin glowing under the fading light. "Hello, Primrose," Anemone spoke with a voice as smooth as a summer breeze. Surprised, Primrose rubbed her eyes. "Can whales live in meadows?" she asked, curiosity bubbling within her. "In the realm of dreams, anything is possible," Anemone replied, his voice carrying the warmth of moonlit nights. With each step she took closer, Primrose marveled at the wonders of the dreaming meadow, where anything the heart desired could blossom. As she laid next to Anemone, listening to tales of ocean kingdoms and enchanted coral castles, she realized the naive possibility. Underneath the starlit sky, they dreamed together, quite like the luckiest and melodies of the whistling winds. Anemone told of underwater gardens, where dolphins danced and mermaids sang sweet lullabies. Primrose, entranced by the imaginative realm, shared her stories of woodland creatures and the magical paths they weave between the trees. Through laughter and song, the meadow became alive with their dreams. Anemone's kindness wrapped around Primrose like the warm embrace of old friendships. "Will you visit again, Primrose?" asked Anemone, his eyes gleaming with hope. "Yes, of course. Every sunset brings us back to this meadow," Primrose promised, feeling the ties of their newfound bond. As the night grew cooler, she kissed the gentle whales then goodbye and made her way home, carrying the essence of the evening in her heart. Her world now filled with vibrant colors, the whispers of the meadow stayed with her. And each night after, Primrose visited the meadow, where dreams never faded, guided by the gentle voice of Anemone, her friend. In their shared world, imagination knew no bounds, with love and friendship woven together among the song of crickets and the dance of fireflies, forever touched by the... The next story is here to soothe your heart. Gloxinia and Zinnia, a journey through pages. This story is about Gloxinia and Zinnia, who share a magical bond and uncover endless adventures and friendship through their love of books. Thunder, a sky painted in indigo and sprinkled with silver stars, a quaint cottage sat snugly nestled amid an emerald forest glade. Inside, Gloxinia, a gentle and curious human, was curled up in an antique armchair, eyes scanning the pages of a well-worn book. Her passion for stories stretched beyond mere enjoyment. Each story was a doorway to another world. In this cozy nook, where candlelight flickered, Gloxinia found solace and wonder. One evening, as the wind whispered through the tree leaves, a peculiar sound came from the window, a soft and rhythmic tapping. Curiosity piqued, Gloxinia rose and drew open the window. There, perched gracefully on the sill, was Zinnia, an owl with plumage as soft as the mist enveloping the forest at dawn. Zinnia tilted her head, eyes wide and deep as inkwells, suggesting an untold intelligence. "Are you reading a story?" Zinnia queried, her voice akin to the gentle rustle of aged parchment. "Oh yes, would you like to join me?" Gloxinia offered, gesturing to the book upon her lap. Woody approached with careful steps, her feathers catching the candle's glow like poetry in motion. For Woody submit to the touch of Zinnia's feathery wingtips, glimmers of light spinning into the room, quite taking an aura of enchantment round the two companions. Together they delved into tales of kingdoms of dreams spun from the thread of imagination, each page unfolding more adventures than the last. Gloxinia read aloud, her voice weaving the tapestry of words with warmth and emotion, while Zinnia listened intently, her heart absorbing each syllable. As hours slipped away unnoticed, the bond between Gloxinia and Zinnia grew profoundly, nurtured in the sanctuary of shared stories. Within the embrace of their literary journey, the cottage seemed to come alive, wolves whispering the lore of ages. By the end of their enchanting night, Gloxinia and Zinnia found themselves intertwined not only by tales, but by the intangible threads of friendship and curiosity. The owl tucked her head contentedly beneath a wing, a gentle hoof affirming the peace both found within their shared world of wonders. And so, under a tapestry of starlight, the partnership of Gloxinia and Zinnia flourished, thriving through the pages that promised endless discoveries and unending companionship. Here's another peaceful story for tonight. Ahothan Faithful Borage, a story of support. His story is about Kai and her loyal companion Borage, who support each other through life's challenges and discover the strength of their bond. In a quaint little village nestled between the whispering woods and a shimmering lake, lived a young woman named Kate. She had grown up with a gentle heart and a warm smile that could melt even the frostiest of mornings. Her companion was a delightful creature named Borage, an animal unlike any other in the village, with soft fur the color of dusk and eyes that shone like twin stars. Borage was more than just a pet. He was Kati's confidant, her protector, and her most faithful friend. One autumn morning, as the sun painted the world in golden hues, Kati found herself troubled by an unseen burden. She watched the leaves fall and drift away, each one carrying a whisper of her concerns. Borage sensed her unease and nestled closer, his presence as comforting as a familiar melody. Katie ran her fingers through his fur and sighed. "What should I do, Borage?" she murmured. Borage pressed his head against her hand, his eyes filled with understanding, as if to say, "You are not alone." With renewed determination, Katie set out to address the challenges. She wove in the village's small herbal shop remedies from nature's bounty. The villagers cherished her ability to heal with simple plants and her kind words that soothed the spirit. That day, however, her heart was not in her tasks. Her thoughts were a tangled web. She collected herbs, feeling their cool leaves and inhaling their earthy aromas, but her mind wandered. Borage, ever by her side, began to playfully tug at her apron strings. Kate laughed softly, his antics breaking through her clouded thoughts like rays of sunshine. "Thank you, Borage," Kate whispered, realizing the importance of living in the moment. As evening fell, painting the sky in shades of lavender and blush, Kate and Borage took a walk along the lake, where the starlight danced upon the water. Here, away from the day's demands, Kate spoke of her dreams and her fears, her voice echoing over the gentle waves. Borage listened intently, his presence a silent promise of support. As stars twinkled above, reflecting in Borage's eyes, which mirrored the unwavering encouragement he offered. In those moments by the lake, Kai discovered strength she hadn't known she possessed. Borage, though unable to speak with words, communicated through his unwavering loyalty and affection. He taught Katie the power of shared burdens and how the weight of worries could be lightened, with a heart open to support. That night, as they returned to their cozy cottage, Katie felt a profound sense of peace. She understood that with Borage by her side, she could face any adversity. Under the blanket of stars, Katie whispered a promise to herself and to Barrage to always cherish their bond and to support one another, no matter what the future held. And as they fell asleep, the village, shrouded in the quiet of night, embraced their story of support and eternal friendship. Let's move onward to the next story. Azalea and Katie, A Journey Through Heritage. This story is about Azalea, who learns to embrace her heritage with the guidance of Kate, the winter spirit. Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled in the valley, where the mountains whispered secrets and the streams sang lullabies to the night, lived a young girl named Azalea. Her wool was painted with the vibrant colors of tradition and heritage, handed down through generations, like the quilt her grandmother had sewn together with threads of love and stories. Azalea's heart beat in time with the rhythm of the village festivals and the songs of her ancestors, which echoed in the laughter that filled her home. One evening, as the sky melted into shades of pink and gold, Azalea sat by her window, gazing at the grandeur of nature's artistry. It was on such an evening that Azalea first encountered Kay, the winter spirit of her ancestors. Fay appeared like a gentle breeze carrying whispers of forgotten tales, wrapped in a cloak of sparkling frost and ice that reflected the stillness of a snowy landscape. Came with a purpose, to guide Azalea through the path of her heritage, where the unseen threads of history and future intertwined. Katie's presence was as comforting as her grandmother's embrace, with the wisdom that transcended time itself. Together, they walked through the snowy paths of the village, each step unveiling stories tucked away in the folds of time. They ventured to the hidden grove, where centuries-old trees stood as monuments to the strength and perseverance of Azalea's lineage. Here, Katie whispered the stories of courage and resilience, etched into the bark of these majestic beings. As Azalea listened, she felt the weight of her heritage, not as a burden, but as a cloak of strength draped gracefully over her shoulders. Through Kate's guidance, Azalea came to realize that her heritage was not just a tapestry of the past, but a compass directing her towards the future. In the delicate balance of tradition and innovation, Azalea found her voice, the melody that resonated with the harmony of progress, while cherishing the echoes of the past. As the night deepened and the stars sprinkled the sky like a canopy of glistening gems, Azalea Kate returned to her home. Gazing at the pictures of her ancestors, Azalea understood the eternal dance of heritage generation, a new step choreographed into the rhythm of an unfading legacy. With Katie's enlightening presence, Azalea promised herself to weave her own thread into the fabric of her family's story, intertwining her modern dreams with age-old wisdom. And so, in the heart of winter, Azalea embraced her heritage, guided by the winter spirit's gentle hand, as she stepped forward into the warmth of new dawns, where tradition and her dreams found their home. Good night, and may peace fill your dreams.